What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. So, the people have spoken, and we're back for a second episode. I don't get to do these very often now that we're like, now that we do like video game impressions. I don't get to do these very often anymore, but I will say this, it is kind of nice to do a second episode. Feels kind of good. In the previous episode, we got a pretty sweet setup over here. We're doing pretty good, but in the interest of not deforesting my entire island, I figure we'll probably outsource and go somewhere else. One thing we will want to do, though, before we do that is, like, I can put this spear down. Well, maybe. No, I'll bring the spear with me in case I gotta fight a guy. The sun should be coming up really soon. Like, we don't have that much moonlight left, so I don't think I need to bring that with me. I strongly doubt that I need to bring a rock with me either. But really, if we go over to this new island, the things we want to watch out for is we want to see if we can find ourselves some rocks. We want to see if we can find ourselves some palm fronds. I go through a lot of palm fronds, like seriously, like a lot of them. This thing is very thirsty for palm fronds. I think it could probably be toned down slightly. It uses a lot of palm fronds in order to make water. Either that or other methods of generating water I think would be really useful. So I think like there's barrels in the game, for example. Relocating barrels and just allowing them to catch rainwater would be a really good thing. And if they wanted to make it so that, oh, I'm trapped right now. Free me, rock! Free me! Okay, I gotta do this the old-fashioned way. There we go. Just kind of push. Is it like super stuck? Like how stuck is it right now? Pretty stuck is my guess. We'll go back up here and then we'll get back on the, there we go. Okay, so now we just drift around. I'm gonna go to this island over here. This island seems pretty cool. But yeah, I think they should add rain catches to the game next, where like there's barrels and stuff laying around. Why can't I just use those and some cloth or whatever in order to make like a filter and a purifier and everything else? Like, I don't know. If they added other, I think you wouldn't have to rely on the water purifier, you wouldn't have to rely on the solar still quite so much if you were able to catch rainwater. And then they just need to make it so like maybe the rainwater goes bad or something if you don't do something that's a little bit more resource intensive in order to like maybe boil it or something like that. Like, I don't know, like for the first day, the water that you caught in the barrel is good, but maybe there'd be like rats or something that try to get in the water. I don't know. The developers are creative people. I'm sure they come up with something. One thing that's always been particularly striking about this game is I don't think any other game has ever gotten ocean water, like the translucence and the refraction of the water, right, like this game has. Like, there's tons of other games that focus around you being like in the ocean or whatever else, but those games always don't seem to quite get the water. Either they go for a more stylized approach where the water is much more blue and it's much more sort of like World of Warcraft-y, I guess, where it's meant to last and look good like 10 years from now by being sort of cartoony in a way, or sort of like garishly brightly colored and less detailed while at the same time kind of holding long polygons or what. Like, whatever they've done with the water in this game, it's absolutely just like stunning. Like, seeing the way that the light like bounces through the water or whatever, it always strikes me. Every single time I play this game, I go, man, the water looks good. For like the other problems that this game has had over the years, man, the water has always been one of those things that's like, God, it looks so good. Alright, so here's a new island right here. Let's go ahead and hop off the boat real fast. We'll go ahead and put our hook back. Oh, I should have brought crates with me, dude. I should have brought crates with me. I could have hauled a lot more. Oh, hey. What's up, man? There's a giant mud crab over here that wants to fight me. I'm going to oblige him. Just walk backwards and stab. You'll be fine. That's like literally the secret to killing these things. Walk backwards and stab. I'm not going to bring him with me because I don't care. He's not really... You can harvest him twice for meat, but I don't feel like I need it that badly. If I end up having extra storage space when we get out of here, after we like search everything, and after we kind of catalog everything, then okay, I'll bring the meat with me. But that was an easy hunting level, which I'll absolutely add on to my skill list. That'll increase our damage versus all the various critters that are going to be around. We've got some tires over here. Tires, not super useful. Not exactly what I'm... That's a big ship over there. Okay, we're going to have to investigate that. Nothing inside that. And then we got a compass and some planks. Okay, we've got another sea pancake over here. Watch out. I don't know if they're actually stingy or not. I've never verified whether or not the stingrays are stingy in this game. Does anybody know off the top of their head? The stingrays are a new addition that, like, I am not aware of. And so I'm just kind of running into them for the first time. but I don't know if they're stingy, i.e. are they actively stingered? Like, if I get too close to them, will they sting me, or are they otherwise, like, friendly? Well, it's a valid question to ask. Dude, this is like a really big boat. Oh, we can go. This is super dangerous. Don't ever do this in real life. Don't ever dive down into a wreck. If you do this, you are an absolute madman. Like, definitely do not do this. Like, people die doing this all the time. Like, this is really, really dangerous. That's why there's, like, there are entire certifications and whatnot for, like, wreck diving that you get. Like, they take a lot of hours in the water and, like, training and everything else. Don't ever do this. This is... It makes me feel anxious just making my character do this because as, like, I come from a scuba family. My dad is a big scuba diver. He loves scuba. As long as I can remember when I was a kid, he would go scubaing with his friends on weekends and whatnot. And one of the dinner table conversations I always recall is that, like, you never, ever, ever, ever dive down into a wreck. Like, ever. Because you don't know if it's going to collapse. Oh, there's a storm coming in. We got to get out of the water. This is not a safe place for us to be anymore. We got to get down below the waves. This is going to try and pull us out to sea. You can see it doing it right now, but we need to get to shore like right this second. Either that or we just need to get to high ground. Luckily, the boat pretty much goes up to shore right here. So we should be able to get ashore before anything bad happens. We need to pull in the raft. Oh, no, 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 no. Where's the raft at? We need to pull in the raft because this bit of shoreline right here, you see where the water goes up to? It's going to come in deeper than it normally does, and there's going to be a good chance it's going to grab our raft. And if it pulls it out to sea and we lose it, we'll never see it again. So we really, really, really need to get this... Oh, dude, drop that there. Just pull this all the way up. Okay, we know that that's our island right there, and in fact, we can mark our island pretty easily with this spear, like so, so that we know which one is ours. If you wanted to throw it rising up a little bit higher, easy peasy, but I like to leave little way markers for myself that lead back home. That way I can hop multiple islands away from where I am, and there will always be like crude fishing spears pointing me back to my origin point. If you want to, you can also do cartography. So, for example, we know that that's 132 degrees to the southeast, and so we could technically make a map if we wanted to. We know that this island right here is basically 180 degrees the inverse of whatever we just measured right there, and it was like 132. So yeah, anyways, that put us at like 312 is where this island is. And you can just make like a little hand-drawn map if you really, really wanted to for your own perusal. It's not hard to do. Just takes a little practice. We've got some things in here. We got a compass inside of that one. I'm going to throw that compass in there because it stacks. I'm going to throw all the wood inside of there too. This one right here, we've got a... Was there a leather in this one? There was a leather in that one. All right. Well, condensed then. We've got a lashing inside of there. We're actually not in bad shape for storage space. We're just not in a good position for wreck diving right now. The big problem is this would be a really big opportunity in real life to catch some water. A big, like, deluge like this. If you just had a couple of barrels, you could probably fill up a couple days worth of water just for survival or whatever else. I'd still probably recommend that you boil it, but it would be doable. We don't have any rocks left on our other island. Snake. Where's the snake? Oh, there he is. I see him. There we go. There we go. Oh, no, 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 no. I got bit by the snake. I was trying to retrieve my spear. I got overly aggressive. Yeah. You're big and mean, and you're probably gonna hurt me. I'm gonna finish you off, snake. Please understand. I thought I could pull the spear out of his back. Almost got that seagull too. I'm a seagull slaying fool out here. Yeah, I'm poisoned right now. We're probably gonna want to do something about that. Luckily, I think they increased the spawn rate on PP plants. Like, PP plants used to be really hard to find. Like, legit. It used to take you forever to find PP plants. And if you found an island that had PP plants on it, you, like, settled on that island and that island alone. Because, really, poison was a death sentence back in the day. It's not as bad anymore as it used to be. We should probably still find a PP plant around, though. There's also a boar over there, which kind of worries me. I don't really like that. Oh, there's another snake over there too. I see him. My geologist training has trained me to see snakes. from a large ways off. The rattles are actually louder on snakes, though. That's the scary part about them, is usually they don't rattle till you're like right on top of them. And usually they're not that obvious. Usually they're hidden a little bit better. So we know there's a snake over here. We should probably mark him with a spear. He moved. Where did he move to? Well, that dude seems to have receded back somewhere into the brush over there, and I'm not brave enough to go dig him out of there. We're going to leave that snake alone for right now. That snake and I can remain somewhat friends. We don't have to be enemies. However, the snake over here bit me, so he's got to die. This dude, I got to take him with me. I'm just revengeful like that. Like, if a snake ever bites me and it's going to kill me, please understand that I'm going to kill that snake back first. There we go. Snake's down. We've killed off the snake. We can harvest the snake for snake plug if you want to. Snake is actually a mighty fine meal. You never had snake before. It's actually pretty good. There's a lot of meat on a snake. That's actually why it's a good meal, is because a snake is actually a very, very, very meat-dense animal. You got another crab over here, too. Really take him out real fast. I don't think he's interested in fighting, but a hunting level is a hunting level. We still need to find PP plant. Let's locate. There's got to be a PP plant around here. Wow, this is a really big island. I'm sort of like envious of this island's girth. Oh, there's a boar over there too. Apparently, this island is just never-ending fun. That's what I'm learning today. There's another snake over here that wants to test his luck with me. There we go. Take him out. You gotta orbital strike the snake into submission. It's another meal. I'll take it. You don't get any leather or anything off of a snake, but you will get some meat, so that's okay. I don't think there's PP plants on this island. I've done a pretty good job of looking around and really trying to gather whether or not PP plants are going to be available. And my estimate for right now is that the answer to that question is nay. Oh, there's one. Never mind. Right as I said it. Right as I said it. Okay, so let's get ourselves healed up real fast. This should be an easy patch job. What we're going to need is, let me drop all these spears. PP plants right there. We need that rope. It's actually kind of fortuitous that we found that rope. And then I'm going to drop these planks real fast. But we need that coconut. We need to make a coconut flask. We don't have any room in our inventory, though. Drop some rocks. The inventory is, like, comically small in this game. Let's go ahead and... Where's my PP plant at? Oh, there it is. Apparently, I accidentally dropped it. I don't have the crafting level. Yeah. Not good. That is a problem that I did not expect to run into. So, we've got to go back to our original island. Much earlier than expected, actually. I didn't want to go back this early, but I think they're going to force me back. I don't need that very much. And I don't particularly need... The planks are nice. I would like to have the planks, but I gotta fit these in. Sort of is what it is. So we got a big old F- on that mission. Getting bit by the snake really sort of messed up the entire detour. And frankly, it's my own fault. I've become overly confident. I've been playing this game a lot lately. I got confident that I could grab the spear out of the snake without him biting me. And as it turns out, I'm just not that spry. I lack the fleet of footedness that's required in order to make that happen. We can still solve problems over here, though. We've still got some crafting and some things to get done. So I'm going to drop off all that over here. We should actually see if we can level up our crafting by one more right this second. So I'm going to hook that in right there. I don't know if we got anything good in these two crates. Yeah, we had an... Oh, I could have loaded stuff in there. Now I feel bad about what I did. Okay. I made poor decisions. Alright, we'll put the planks over here because we're going to need those for floorboards for our new raft that we build a little bit later. Water still's looking pretty solid. SPF's okay. Go ahead and grab that. In fact, we may not be able to turn most of this into ropes. I may have to use some of this in order to get the still moving. Maybe. Okay, and how many do I have left? Just the one? Okay, that's fine. That'll work, because I can get by on a coconut, too. Where is a coconut? There we go. Perfect. Coconut. The coconut is a giant nut. If you eat too much, you will get very fat. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll drink this guy right here, and then we'll go get a little mealsies in real fast. Get some coconut flesh coursing through our veins. Perfect. At least better than we would have been. We got to keep our vitals kind of high right now. Crate, why you got to be difficult like that? All I want is for you to be piled up properly with all the other crates around you. That's all that I've ever wanted, is just to have a neat and orderly stack of... Oh. Apparently this one doesn't want to be interacted with anymore. Fine, I didn't want to interact with you anyways. We're going to need to find... We still have the PP plant, so we're good there. We still have the flask. We just got to level up to level 3 craftsmanship. I don't know why they put the poison antidote behind level 3 craftsmanship. I kind of feel like all of the antidotes and remedies should be level 1. But, you know, it is what it is. We got to decide what we want to build around here. We do have the stuff laying around. I might be able to make a hammer. That might be a good place to start. We've got enough rocks to do it, and we've got enough sticks to do it as well. So I'm going to make a hammer. And then while we wait, we've got some sticks over here. I don't know if this will level up my crafting at all, but what we can do is we can do some wood foundations or whatever and just kind of start the basics of our base. Get like some very, very basic things built over here. So this could be like the back wall right here. Yeah, that seems okay to me. Just kind of like snap another one in right there. We'll hammer it on in. This will give us some physicality too. I don't know if we get the craftsmanship points like after we put this thing in or what, but there's our first little floorboard right there that we're starting out with. I don't know if this will be too deep inside of the ground to actually function very well, but I can use this as like a catwalk, like an outside porch area if necessary. And then we just put some stairs right here into like an upraised area that we live inside of possibly. I didn't realize that the ground level goes up ever so slightly right here. I thought it was flat. And so we should have started from a little bit farther forward. But whatever, it's fine. Hey, there's our level for craftsmanship. Very nice. So we accomplished a couple things today. We accomplished getting bit by a snake. So in that test, we passed with flying colors. We've also done a pretty good job at putting in just like a little floorboard area right here that we can live in. I'll probably keep making this a tad larger just to see how I can get the whole thing to function. But for now, I'm happy with our progress. Let's go ahead and we will make the antidote real fast. There's our antidote. Bow. For whatever reason, you lose the coconut flask whenever you use like an antidote or whenever you make anything that requires a coconut flask, you lose it. I don't know why. I kind of feel like you should get the flask back, but maybe that's me just being a stickler. We're a little bit hungry at the moment. I do think that crafting a fishing spear might not be a bad idea. We also have fishing rods, but I think the spear will work better for right now. I don't really want to fish in the dark, but I think the game is going to make me do it, so I'm going to spare you guys the blindness and just do it myself. Alright, so after a fun night of fishing in the dark, I managed to pull it off. We should be good to go. The fish are kind of weird. You've got to clean the fish before you can eat them. I've seen a lot of people get stuck on that, and by a lot of people I mean that I got stuck on that. So you got to clean the fish, and then it converts them into a giant meat steak. I don't know why you get so much meat off of a sardine, but apparently sardines have figured out just to like... They've figured out how to put on huge amounts of mass. They've been cultivating mass that I am now harvesting. We need to get this fire up and running, too. So let's take some sticks and we'll throw this into the fireplace real fast. Alright, so there's another big beefy fire. I think we're probably going to have to... Oh, I've still got wood left over here. Nice, dude. I didn't realize that I had a log on this side. Let me light a fire real fast, just so you guys already have some kind of illumination while I do this. But this gives me an opportunity to multitask, too. I can just attach the meat right there. The other thing you can do is if you're really crafty about it, you can drop the meat on top of the fire and it'll still cook. So, you know, if you wanted to cook multiple pieces of meat at one time, that's how you do it. It takes some practice, but you'll get the feel of it after you, like, land it a couple of times. Hey, and just like that, our dinner's all ready and good to go. At least some of it is. We'll eat a couple of those real fast. Yeah, that'll get our vitals back up. We just got to recover a little bit from that poison interaction that we had with the snake. I'm going to call it a poison interaction because that sounds more positive than, the snake bit me. It sounds much more positive. There are some other things that we can put together right now to make our life a little bit easier. My suggestion would be maybe the smoker. Sounds like a pretty good idea. So we're going to need for the smokers, we're going to need some cloth, and we're probably going to need like a couple of ropies. I didn't see how many ropies it said we were going to need for the smoker. Just one? Yeah, that makes it super worth it. And then what we'll do is we'll grab these right here. This is kind of a cool way to make your food go a little bit further. Instead of wasting food all the time. We can throw a smoker right there. And like the cool thing about the smoker is as we get meat, we can just throw it on the smoker. It is going to kind of eliminate our ability to like cook on the fire. But there's nothing stopping us from making like another second fire over here. You know, we can have one that's got like a barbecue spit. We can have one that's got a smoker. And then we can have one over here that's got the hobo stove. It's really up to you which one you want to play with. Alright, so morning has arisen, and unfortunately we're a little bit thirsty and hungry, but I can solve that. That's really, really easy to fix. It's not a big deal at all. These little rations right here, boom. Those little rations right there, pretty good if you ever get behind on any of your vitals. We need to go back to that previous island, and we need to bring back some of the stuff that's going to be valuable to us. We picked up a few things while we were over there, but I definitely think we could do a better job looting this time around, especially if we bring a couple of crates with us. I think we should be able to fill up with a fairly decent amount of stuff. That's full right there. We don't really need that in there, though, and we don't really need that in there. What we can do with these is we can kind of just, like, leave them over here with the rest of our stuff since we know where we're going. And my suggestion is always to kind of, like, oh, the crates won't go in there. They thought about it. The developers were cheeky. Fine. The developers are cheekier than I am, and I'm proud of them for being cheekier than I am. I had a super secret plot that I was going to undertake, but apparently they saw through my ruse. Okay, pulling up on our old haunt. I really actually sincerely wish that I had cleared this place a little bit better on the first go, but the snakebite combined with that inclement weather that we ended up with really sort of slowed the process down. What I'm going to do here is what we need to focus on is we need water supplies, and actually the most important thing we can take from this island is on that boat over there, and it's those big green balls. That's right, Splattercat's going to be taking big green balls right here live on the internet. We'll put this over here. We want to chuck all these out of our inventory, and I'm going to kind of get to work. There is a reason to get to work here. I want to deforest this island instead of my island, and so I'll get back with you once we've got some resources to be spoken of. So the pig has decided that I am no longer allowed on his island. He's being kind of a jerk about it, too. Like, he's really being flat out unpleasant. There we go, there we go. I glitched him out. I glitched him out. Stunlock. Stunlock and stab, baby. Stunlock and stab. There it is, just like the champions before me. My family's Hawaiian, all right? I'm on an island. There's a pig. It's time for us to have some Kahlua pork. Let's do it. We're making lau lau tonight, all right? Ain't nothing but lau lau for everybody. But yeah, this pig is actually a big deal. Capturing this pig is going to use up a lot of inventory space that I really didn't want to use up. But luckily he glitched out. But smoking the meat actually is going to be one of those things that's really going to help us out. I think we get big meats from these. And so if we get the big giant piggy meats, yeah, we get the large meats. We can turn those into like giant steak skewers effectively. We've got some sticks in there. We've got a stick in there. I'm going to go get some more palm fronds and really just sort of like run this thing into the ground. So you might be asking yourself, like, why are the balls like the best thing in the game in order to build with? There's a reason for that, actually. The reason being is that the balls will actually stack in your inventory. The tires and all the other stuff, you can't really do anything with them. You can carry them around with you if you right-click and hold, but other than that, they're not really useful to anybody. Unless they are on the island that you started out with, there's really not a lot of easy ways to move tires and to move barrels around in this game. Oh, there's so much good stuff here. We're going to have to... Actually, this island is kind of like... an MVP island right here. This is a really, really good island. This island has provided us with pretty much everything we're going to need in order to get started. The downside to the buoy balls is they don't stack properly. For whatever reason, it takes 5 of them to build anything, but only 4 of them fit to an inventory slot. I wish they would change that. Because unless you've got like 4 inventory slots to get them up to like an even number, it can be kind of weird getting them all home sometimes. Alright, grab some of you guys. That said, I will dump what I need to dump in order to bring all these back with me, because these are going to be the foundations, the very, very beginnings of our... Oof, what do I want to drop right now? Ooh, I'm just going to leave those ones fastened. We'll get them on the next trip. I was going to try and get them all out right now, but I just don't think it's going to work. Oh, that's a shark. Okay. Yeah. Oh, here he come. Sometimes you just gotta launch yourself out of the water like a mermaid in order to save yourself from a shark. I think I'm still gonna have to drop something before we get on the raft, simply due to the fact that I just don't have the inventory space. I would love to see a mod for this game that just gives you like infinite inventory space. It'd be so nice. So I feel like I spent most of my time today paddling. But I do think we accomplished a few objective goals. Like, the first goal is that we found another island that actually is way better than our island. It has all kinds of goodies on it. That island over there is actually super rad. We just weren't quite ready to tackle it yet with our current technology level. So unfortunately, we've already established and set up here. That's fine. I don't mind this place at all. In case you noticed, there was an aircraft carrier as well while we were over there. I don't know if you caught that or if it was in the edits in the final version of the video. But the aircraft carrier is a new location, a super sweet location. It's got lots of stuff going on with it, and is in fact the way that we're going to get ourselves out of this situation. The good news is, the real objective that we accomplished is we seem to have supplied ourselves with water for at least a day or so. We didn't bring back a ton of water, but we brought back some. We brought back enough materials to make ourselves like a buttload of ropes, should we desire to do so. And we know that there's even more resources still over and on that island. Making the buttload of ropes is going to be massively useful to us, because we're going to start building a raft very, very soon. Because the raft with the sail is way faster than me paddling my way around. Once we have a raft with a sail, we should be able to make trips to and from those islands and whatnot out there without any major disruptions. We also got some food over here too, which I'm pretty stoked about. We got enough firewood to last us a little while. It's not a massive amount of firewood, but it is something. I'm gonna refill this real fast. And then let's get a fire going real quick as kind of like our final act of defiance here. Yeah, there's a game nobody remembers, Defiance. It's a TV show too, right? That was one of those games that I like almost 100%ed. I did all kinds of stuff in that game when it first came out. There you go. And so now our meat's up on the smoker, and so it's going to be permanently preserved as we need it, or at least its longevity will be greatly increased. We got some leather for when we actually get the tanning rack, which will be good as well. We'll be able to make our own leather strips. In fact, we may have enough materials here for a couple days worth of water if we play our cards right. I'm really, really hoping. I'm really, really hoping. I don't want to go through any further rations, but thank you for being here. This is Stranded Deep. You can get the game down below in the description if you wanted to get it for yourself. This is the experimental branch of that, which has the win criteria finally updated. I will see you all next time. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Hi, do, and take care, everybody.